It's Shalom, all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahshua Hashem, Kadash, Salmon, the apostles and elders of GreatMillStone who rule well. And Shalom to all the brothers out there doing the work in sincerity and in truth. It's a brother, I'm one from the GMSLondon camp. Just saw this article and I just, this, and it's just basically another display of why why this so-called white man needs to be absolutely annihilated off the face of the earth, nuked, and be removed from the seat of power, man. Because, this guy is basically, he's obviously gone around the world. He's telling everyone what to do, and he's got everyone basically eating his bullshit. His unrighteous, criminal decrees, man. But let me read this. It says, well, I didn't even see that, but it says, it says now generation. It says now generation is supported by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which is funny because that kind of goes into the young girl's going to go for him anyway. But okay, let me read it and I'll touch on it after. It says, okay, so Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, says more choice would mean fewer children in Africa. And he says French president calls for chosen fertility and greater access to education and family planning for African women. Which, family planning, that means eugenics. Because, that's the only reason they brought in this so-called family planning. They call it family planning, but it's basically murder Israelite youth, which is, it does its job. Excellent job done by the elites. But the thing is they're still, they're still upset that Jake's even getting numbers, even on the West Coast, man. That's why, these things, this is completely what they want, man. More Israelite women murking off the youth, because the vast majority of the West Coast, and that's what he's really talking about as well. Because I believe it says at some point. But anyway, it says Emmanuel Macron said many African women would choose to have smaller families if they had greater access to education and family planning. And education, that means indoctrination, mate. That means basically wandering after the beast. That's what that really means, man. You so-called educate them in the unrighteousness of Esau, man. That's, come on. If they had, the French president who has come under fire over his views on Africa in the past added that the future of the continent's young people must be to stay in a revitalized Africa, and insisted it was pure bullshit to suggest he was telling African people from New York what to do with their lives. Revitalized Africa. That, basically, wandering after the beast, man. That's how they want it. One of the critical issues of African demography is that it's not chosen fertility. Macron says, speaking the Gates Foundation's goalkeepers events. Oh, well, it's even their event. Didn't even know that. So it's like the Gates Foundation. Well, with Bill Gates, he's talking about population control, man. Bringing down the number, saying there's too many people. We need to bring the numbers down, man. And he outed as well that part of the way they do that is fucking vaccines. He said, vaccines is part of what helps bring the numbers down. So come on, man. That, this so-called white man's just the devil. Anyway, it says, I always say, present me a woman who has decided, being perfectly educated, to have 7, 8 or 9 children. Please present me with the young girl who decided to leave school at 10 and to be married at 12. And the thing is this is just Esau's unrighteousness, man. Because the thing is this guy, this guy's saying it. But these guys are a bunch of paedophile child rapists anyway, man. These Edomites. That's the first thing. Let's not forget. This guy is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. This so-called white man. He actually is the devil the Bible speaks of. He's out there being a straight up fucking demon and devil on the planet Earth. Poisoning these guys' communities. Doing all kinds of unrighteous acts. This guy's the reason why Africa's fucked up in the first place, man. Hold on. Jake had kingdoms over there. Now they're fucking living in squalor. Why, what happened to all that gold, all them castles? Esau came over and raped, robbed and murdered it, man. Who was the one going over there, nabbing up Jake's? That's, he likes to forget that. He's talking about now is, okay, he's come, the righteous, glorious white Edomite to fix all the world's problems. Give me a fucking break, man. He added, this is just because a lot of girls were not properly educated. Sometimes because these countries decided the rights of these girls are not exactly the same as the rights of young men. That is not acceptable. So this is, that bullshit. That wine Esau'S got the whole world drunken on, like women, all that nonsense feminism BS. But that's all just used for population control. Because the thing is, okay, you might think, feminism, but no, but really, this is just about population control. Because a big part of that feminism as well, that's just to make women and men enemies, man. Which also weakens, it basically increases the reliance of women on the state. And basically breaks down the family unit as well. So it weakens structural society as a whole. When you weaken the family unit, then it weakens the whole society. And it makes it easier to manipulate and control and destroy it, which is what they're planning to do. So that's really what, these plans lead into. And that's why, these guys, they're all basically pawns of the elites. These things they promote, they don't promote them because, they promote them because that's the agenda. It's their job to promote these things. Let me skip down, because this is some BS. He admitted that some of his initial speeches in Africa have caused controversy and said he made the mistake of focusing on Africa's future and not referring to the colonial past. But he said Africa had to develop its own future. So you're just going to waylay that. Just be like, I'm not even going to deal with it. Let's not talk about that. Look, I'm not talking about that. But he said Africa had to develop its own future, leapfrogging US and European technologies, either in energy or communications. Bro, whilst the Chinese are up in there raping up the country for resources and manpower and all kinds of different things. Give me a break. It says the future of the African young people is not to be built with misinterpretations and mistakes of the past. Misrepresentations. Bro, hold on, what the hell are you talking about? The so-called white man actually went over there and colonized and raped, robbed and murdered like all these places. What the hell are you talking about? Misrepresentations. Yeah, so, obviously it just shows that this so-called white man is basically, he's basically trying to oppress every other place on earth, with that wicked, demonic worldview that the West supports. And, talking about blah, 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 Africa of the 21st century. Bro, you go to the scripture. Revelation 13, I'll start from verse 2. It says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So, that's so-called white man's power structure. And it says what? And I saw one of the heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. So that's like the Roman Empire when it fell, and then it was revived. Then it says what? All the world wondered after the beast. So it's like everyone. That's why everyone around the world. This guy's talking about don't mold yourself after Europe, or don't mold yourself after America. But that's actually what everyone's doing anyway, man. Bro, in Africa, why the fuck are they wearing suits? Kofi Annan, that motherfucker dropped dead. That guy's from Ghana. What in the hell is he doing wearing a suit in the UN? Shouldn't be wearing the traditional garments. Of course not. Everyone's already done wandering after the beast. Everyone's already, basically they're doing what? What was I gonna say? Yeah, they have senate houses, just like Rome. They have, presidents, prime ministers. All these, basically the whole way they rule their kingdoms is shaped and molded after the West. So, obviously already everyone's wondering after the beast. So that's bullshit. You're basically just trying to make them bow to the waist. Because the thing is, if you're already down with that, you would have no problem. Well, you'd be like, well, that's just what they do, That's Africa of the 21st century. It's just, if you're 12, if a 12-year-old girl wants to get married, she can get married. If they don't want to educate them, daughter them, they don't get educated. But obviously the so-called white man's about promoting dissent and depopulation. And that's like, you go to what Bill Gates, it says what? The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Them guys are about depopulation, man. Eugenics. That's a big part. That's on Georgia Guidestones. That's one of the key principles of what Esau's kingdom he wants to bring in. So, you know, that's why it's like, this so-called white man, even if he's, you know, it's presented as so-called righteous, it's evidently wickedness. Just all he's doing here is just trying to promote abortions, you know, amongst, you know, the West Coast, where it's primarily Jake's, you know, Africa, where there's, you know, quite a bulk of Israelites over there, man. So yeah, I just, you know, so-called white man's a devil the Bible speaks. And this Macron guy is a right fucking wanker as well, man. That guy's, man, Lord willing, man. But anyway, yeah, I'll leave it there, man. I say all praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahshua Hashem, Shalom.